I remember some of the places where I went, first time I started to see bodies in the streets or going to hospitals in places where there was conflict going on, and hearing the stories of people who were literally going through hell. You write the story, you put it out, and then you move on to the next one. Here's what's going to happen when you go to Afghanistan to report on the war. You're going to see broken people. You're going to see people who have experienced horrors that you can't imagine. It wasn't even crossing my mind about how was this affecting me. It took a period of years to see all the impacts that work had had on me. I couldn't really talk to anyone, didn't know what to do with it, and was just going down this path of being more and more miserable and feeling more isolated. Had this thing where on the outside I looked like, a successful professional living and working in DC, but I was just kind of dying inside. People that I had met and reported on, I couldn't imagine being in their shoes, even though I sat with them and heard their stories. So I felt like, what right do I have to be suffering, to be struggling, to complain, to tell my friends, I'm having a hard time. It just kept getting worse. And I just started mapping out what would it look like if I just end things. One thing stopped me. It was a decision I had made in my first month in Afghanistan, which was to rescue a kitten that had been roaming around my yard. I just felt I couldn't leave her. I stepped back and realized I had to change the course of my life. Started doing some therapy, trying to figure out, how do I get off this path that is just leading me down. I had to do something that had been in the back of my mind for a while, that people had been telling me to do, which was write a book. For a long time, I wasn't ready to go back and live through all the experiences. At that moment, that was kind of what I needed to do to help move forward. The battle and process is stopping that relativistic thinking and feeling, well, there are people worse off than I am, so I have no right to complain. We need a system that normalizes people being able to talk about it and getting help. I first got involved with the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride because it was a combination of my passion for motorcycle riding and my concerns about men's health. One of the things that the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride has done is serve as a physical, tangible reminder of the importance of connection and sharing, and the fact that men don't do it naturally and don't do it enough. This has to change. The culture, the stigma has to stop. People have to be able to say, I'm hurting, I'm suffering, I need help.